Hello, my name is Brian Burnham, and this is my introduction video for AEP 858. I teach at Summit High School. I'm an inclusion, world history, and U.S. history teacher. We are located in Thompson Station, Tennessee, which is about 25 miles south of Nashville, Tennessee. Just kind of going around my screen here, I do like to travel. That's what some of these pictures are. I'll explain those here in just a moment. I'm an uncle. This is my nephew Everest, his older sister Rosie, brother and sister of my sister's kids, and then my brother has two daughters. This is Kennedy and Harper. Everybody is 2 years apart, so 12, 10, 8, and 6. Here's a picture of my sister, myself at one of the state championships games we've recently played in for football as a coach. And then actually I didn't mean to cover up Rosie's little picture, so her face is right there. Like I said, I am a football coach. Here's a picture of our stadium. This playing surface right here looks great. It's one of the best it's ever looked. That's why we took the picture. But it's actually being torn up as we speak. If I showed you a picture of the field right now, there's nothing but dirt and dust and gravel and piles of dirt, along with bulldozers, dump truck, and all kinds of stuff. They are putting in field turf. Every school in our county is getting field turf, and we are one of 2 schools that haven't gotten it yet. So that's what's going on right now. Picture of me on the sideline right here. We were fortunate enough to win a state championship in 2020, as you can see here. So this is a picture of all the kids and us after the game. Here's the staff that I'm a part of. Everybody's still on the staff except for these 2 individuals. This guy's a head coach here in the area. And then this guy has gone on to just work at his dad's construction company. Went to Seattle on our trip out to Alaska. I was able and fortunate enough to find where Bruce Lee is buried in Seattle, so that's pretty cool. This is Sitka, Alaska. Picture from the boat before we got off. Went whale watching, obviously. Did a little glacier cruise, and this is actually a picture of the glacier chipping off. Doesn't happen very often, and we were fortunate enough to watch it happen. Pretty cool. I traveled to New York. This is a picture of the New York City skyline versus the Nashville skyline. Went to the 9/11 Museum, the Apollo Theater. Apollo Theater was one of the coolest experiences of my life. And then Times Square. And then finally, New York City, the subway. That's what this picture is here. Picture of my girlfriend Kelsey and I on a recent trip about a year ago to Cincinnati to watch one of my former players play in college. And then a picture of the downtown Nashville area from one of the famous rooftop bars that are very famous at this point. I graduated from MTSU. I got my bachelor's degree in special education with a focus in mild to moderate disabilities. Graduated in December of 2003. I'm also certified in driver's ed and personal finance. I'm entering my 19th year of teaching. I've currently been at 4 schools. I started my career at Community Elementary School for 1 semester. I was part of a resource pull-out math and English language arts class. Then I moved on to Blackman High School, where I taught for 5 years. First year resource math and English. Then the next 4, we did the full inclusion model after No Child Left Behind was passed. Back in, 04, 05. And I was in the Algebra 1, Geometry, World History, U.S. History, and Physical Science classrooms for the next 4 years. From there, I moved on to Siegel High School, where I actually taught the Comprehensive Development class, also known as Life Skills or Functional Living, Special Needs. And from there, I came over to Summit High School, where I currently am. And I'm going into my 9th year in the fall, coming up in a few weeks, actually. This is the first year I was there. I was Inclusion Algebra 2 and World History. And then I taught the next 5 years in Life Skills, Functional Living again. Transition 1 is what they call it in Williamson County. And now I'm entering my 2nd stint in Inclusion and just focusing on World and U.S. histories. My goal is to continue being a teacher and a football coach until I don't have the current fire and competitive drive that I have at the moment, and then transition into a new challenge as a building administrator or leader to finish my career. I want to be a building leader because as a football coach, I enjoy leading young men and developing them to be better. I want to do the same for educational professionals when I feel like I have the correct amount of knowledge and experience to do so. Here's a little transition page just to show some more pictures of kind of my life. And I've got a few pictures of my dog, Axel. We are a Bengals family, him and I. So he's got him a little jersey that he wears on game days. Halloween, we dressed him up as Yoda. I don't know if he loved it or not, but he tolerated it. And then a picture of him just being lazy. Another picture of me on the sideline or on the field before a ball game, warming up. Here's a picture of my father and I. Went to a blues concert. And then this is just a picture of me kind of sweating bullets where I currently am in this program. I've only got this class, one in the fall, and then practicum, and I'm done. So I'm kind of counting down and sweating bullets at the same time. My school and district, Williamson County Schools and Summit High School both use district assessments, or are asked that we use district assessments. And those assessments include the STAR reading and math tests. I don't know if any of y'all use those. We have common formative assessments that are developed at the district and school levels. Achieve 3000, Lexia, along with others. And we use those to place students into one of 3 tiers, Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, as all part of the RTI 2 model. Tier 1 students are on track with no deficits. Those are your normal, typical students. Tier 2 students are students who are slightly behind and receive remediation during what we call Spartan time and or their study hall, typically 1 day a week. And then Tier 3 students have a full deficit. Typically, these are students with an IEP. They receive remediation in 1, 2, or 3 days a week as either a separate class or during Spartan time or study hall. From a personal standpoint, I use data regularly in the special ed setting to help track progress of my students on the caseloads and to write their IEP progress reports. This data also helps me determine courses of action and what classes they'll be taking next. I've never tracked data for a whole group of students like an administrator might. I always use data individually for students, so the idea of tracking group data is new to me. I'm hoping we learn more about that throughout this course. And a plan that I propose to implement for myself is simply to improve my current knowledge of data and data analysis by paying close attention to each model throughout this course, focus heavily on tracking of data across large-scale school or student populations. Thank you for your attention. This ran a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I'm glad I got to open up a little bit and show off some pictures and kind of introduce everybody to myself. I look forward to working with everyone, and please feel free to message me, or if you have any questions, let me know. Bye, guys.